Okay, what's up, guys? My name is TMossBoss, and I wanted to let you guys know about Anchor. Anchor is an app that you can download to record your podcast in the easiest way ever. Like, it doesn't require a whole lot to know. Like, you just pretty much press record and you just start doing your podcast and stuff. I don't know what you plan on doing, but you plan on doing something. That's why you're here. So, yeah, download Anchor, or you could go to their website, anchor.fm, and yeah, you could do it straight from your computer too. So yeah, it's easy. They distribute everything to they distribute your podcast to every streaming services like out there, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere. Okay, and then you can monetize it, so you're making money off of what you love doing. All right, so people, make sure you do it. Make sure you download Anchor, or you go to their website, anchor.fm. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for listening. Peace. Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of TMossBoss Show. I can't remember if I did it. I feel like I might have did an episode like this before. Don't listen to critics, because just listening to critics, I feel like that criticism should not matter to a person. And that, I know that's one argument that I've always had to, it wasn't even really an argument. It's just more so it's like people like try to turn it into an argument, but I'm like, I don't care what you guys have to say. It's like, whatever you say is not going to change my mind. I'm just one of those hard-headed people where I'm like, I'm going to listen to my friends and my family, the ones that actually care about me more than I am, like more than somebody that like doesn't care about me, that wants to see me fail and things. Like, no, I'm not going to listen to people like that. But anyways, yeah, I can't remember if I did an episode like this. I might have did an episode like this back in the past, or maybe a video. Regardless, but this is the 2020 version. I think I might have to title it that. But anyways, this episode for my fans, for my supporters, because yesterday I did this episode where I was talking about reaction videos along with the Jada and Will Smith situation. So I was really going in on the reaction video thing, because people still to this day like be commenting on my videos saying like I need to stop doing reaction videos, which I'm not. I can insult, but no, I was just like, just to like really just shut it all up. And regardless of whatever the votes would have been, I still would have been doing reaction videos. I could care less what people have to say about me not doing a particular video. So people could have voted for me to stop doing reaction videos. I still would have kept on. But no, I did a poll saying, haters was wanting me to stop doing reaction videos. What should I do? And I left two answers. And one was keep doing reaction videos. The other one was to stop doing reaction videos. I received over 200 votes on that poll, and 97% of the votes was for me to keep doing reaction videos. So that's why I'm like, why would I listen to the 3% that most likely doesn't even care about my well-being than the 97% that cares about my well-being, that wants me to continue entertaining them? Obviously, they're entertained if they keep coming back to my channel, and they're subscribing, and they're supporting. And I'm like, bruh, that's why I'm like, anybody that's not supporting you, don't listen to them. Do not listen to them. I know so many people would come out with arguments saying that, oh, that's wrong. Like, you're supposed to listen to your criticism. No, you're not. You're not supposed to listen. My thing is, there are movie producers, directors, writers, actors, musicians, YouTubers. There are so many people in this world, and they most likely face some sort of criticism for what they say in their songs, or how they act in the movie, or what movie they wrote. They're still doing their thing to this day. They're not going to end their career because Rotten Tomato gave them a 2%. No, they're going to still continue doing what they're doing. Look, Eddie Murphy has this one movie called Pluto Nash, The Adventure of Pluto Nash. And I remember, that's crazy. But no, I remember Vanoss Gaming. He's a YouTuber, and he was in his Grand Theft Auto 5 videos. He would mention that movie at times. Now, I have not seen this movie, but that movie, it has a 4% rating on Rotten Tomato. Dang, and then they was like the budget for the movie was $100 million, and they said it only made $7 million in the box office. That was a fail. Who did this movie? Let me see real quick. But yeah, Eddie Murphy didn't stop. He did this movie in 2002. He did not stop doing, and he's had like a lot of movies where it's gotten bad ratings and bad reviews and all that stuff. And even I remember I was watching this comedy special with Martin Lawrence and how his career had hit like a low point and stuff, and he still continued on with his career. He's still continuing on. But Eddie Murphy, I mean, like, yeah, he's done. He's done. I would say that the movies I've seen of his, they've all been good. I'm not that person that will watch a movie that just criticizes it. If I know I'm not going to like the movie, I feel like that's something that should determine before I sit down for like 2 hours watching it. Like, if, I'm like, and if I don't like the movie, I'm just going to change the channel or just not watch it. And if it's a movie that I went to, like, if it's a movie that I paid money for, then I'm like, oh, okay, like, I'll feel a certain way if I didn't like it. But no, there's been times, see, that's the thing. I'm like, there has been times, though, where I did see a movie and was just like, I hated the ending. But I'm not overall telling the actors to stop, like, doing what they're doing. Or if I give off my opinion and be like, oh, the ending should have ended off like this, that's my opinion. That's only my opinion. I'm not telling that writer, though, like, he should, he should redo the whole movie or cut parts of the movie out or do the movie like this. No, I'm like, that was the final cut of the movie. And I remember there was this, I watched this movie, it was The Forest. It was about that suicide forest. But the way that it ended where the girl was like hallucinating and then she sunk into the ground and disappeared, but then her sister was alive. Now, I was upset about that ending of that movie because I was like, that's really how the movie ends? I'm like, and it wasn't more so, it's just like, it was like bad, but I was just more so upset, like, the girl really, she did all that searching around for her sister, and then she ends up, like, I was into the movie, but it was just like, why did it have to end like that? Why did it end like, I don't know, like, when you get movies where it has, like, it's not like one of those happy endings and stuff, like, I always try to watch a movie where it has a happy ending. I don't avoid movies with bad endings because there is a one movie called The Mist. That movie it wasn't, like, worse, like, they should have, like, left the ending out, but it was one of, like, the worst endings I've seen where I was all, like, it left me feeling a certain way, but overall, it was still a good movie. I still watch it till this day, and I'm like, but the ending, it always gets to me, because I'm like, dang, if he would have just waited, like, a few minutes, the military would have saved him, his family would have been, or his, son would have been alive, he could have dated the one girl from The Walking Dead, 2 old people, Dale from The Walking Dead. I'm like, man, if he had just waited, then he gonna take, I'm like, bruh, that was just messed up. But yeah, it's like, I know people, like, when you do a movie, you expect to, like, hear, like, what people have to say, and of course, they're gonna say it and things, but at least be respectful over it. Don't, like, disrespect what that person's doing, and that's one thing where I'm like, I can't do it. But who did film directed by Roy Underwood? So what was the last? So he did a movie, and he did 2 other movies after Pluto Nash. And then he did some other film credits, television. Oh, so he did like he's done a bunch of television work. And I'm like, he didn't give up, and he's like, oh, he even directed an episode of Fear the Walking Dead. Wow. Huh. But yeah, he didn't give up his dream. He was like, yeah, that movie might have gotten a 4% on Rotten Tomato, but he's like, I'm not gonna give up doing what I'm doing because of that, like, one thing, because of that one bad video and stuff. So, and I'm not necessarily saying like any of the reaction videos I've done were bad, but I guess there's the ones that people have commented on saying that, oh, you need to do something else than reaction videos. I'm like, bruh, I'm not. So yeah, that's how it's gonna be. But then Eddie Murphy, of course, he's done movies after Pluto Nash, but yeah, it's like, don't give up on your dreams just because somebody doesn't, like, that one person that doesn't like it, or a few people that doesn't like it. There could be 100 people that don't like your dreams. That's how it is for everybody. I'm pretty sure there's people out there that don't like iPhones. You don't see Apple is shutting down their whole company because, a few people in this world don't like iPhones. Same with the Samsung and their phones. You don't see them shutting down their company because of, like, if their phones, if people consider them bad or they don't like them and things. Xbox, people that Microsoft hasn't shut down the Xbox project, and there's people out there that don't like Xbox. Pretty much my point is, it's like, all of these people carry on with your dreams. Why can't you? Like, why can't you carry on with your dreams? Like my thing is like, do not worry about anything. I know I will speak on what people say about me, and even though I had made that poll, I wasn't gonna stop doing reaction videos. If it would have gotten more votes to stop doing reaction videos, I would have did reaction videos. And it was funny. Somebody left a comment saying like, you should continue doing reaction videos just to make them mad. And I'm like, that's what I've been doing. That's what I'm gonna continue doing. I could care less what they have to say about my reaction videos. I'm still going, after I'm done putting this table together, I'm gonna do me some more reaction videos. Like, I'm not gonna stop doing what I'm like, man, you people crazy. You think if I just wasted all my time doing all of these other reaction videos, wasted my money buying web cameras and microphones and computers, and going through like all these like different videos on YouTube, if you think I'm going to throw all of that away because of your one comment, you got another thing coming. You have another thing coming, my friend. Because I'm like, and then on top of that, then it's like I'm gaining like fans and supporters from it and stuff. Yeah, then I'm getting closer to my dream where I'm like, I'm able to get like my own place, get me the my dream car and stuff. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna stop. It's like, here's the thing, and yeah, even with like other people, it's like, speaking on like actors and musicians and stuff and all that. Because no, there was Jay-Z. I remember he said that. I think it was in his song 99 Problems. And then it was Nas. Nas, he did a song called Hate Me Now, but they both like talked on criticism and how like people have criticized them. They've came out with bad albums. They came out with bad music before. It still didn't end their career. They still didn't end their career. Who was it? Dr. Dre. He was, because I remember I was watching a little bit of his documentary about himself where he was talking about like after he left Death Row Records and how he released a few albums with his label Aftermath, and how he was saying that those albums didn't do so good. And I seen that and I was like, that's what I'm like, I really got like inspired and motivated from watching these like clips and stuff. It was like some like random clips I seen on YouTube, and it was overall talking about his time like with Death Row, NWA, then after all of that and stuff, and then Aftermath. I really do like that. I was like, that's pretty catchy. That's pretty cool that he did that. But anyways, but yeah, it's like that man, like, he didn't have like what he had at the start of his career and stuff. He didn't have like this super group that was touring around I don't think they toured around maybe they toured across the country, but I don't know about around the world. But regardless of wherever they toured to, it's like still they were a super group. They were blowing up and things. So he's like, you're gonna turn down all that stuff because one person, like if one person were to approach him and say that, oh, you making music is horrible, do you think he was overall gonna stop? Do you think a person should stop doing what they're doing if somebody tells them to stop doing it? Like, sit down and think about it, because I know, like, for an example, my haters, if I told them to stop hating on me, do you think they're going to do it? Do you think they're going to stop commenting on my videos or stop creating Twitter accounts about me and stuff? Do you think they would stop? Okay, then I'll put it to the test. Delete all that stuff right now. Don't delete all your videos. Delete any Twitter accounts about me. Stop talking about me. Don't ever mention my name again. Do you think that they would listen to that? It's criticism, right? It's not, all right, so just to criticize it. It's tasteless. It's not right. It's not normal. You're talking about another person. Maybe come up with something a little bit more creative. Do something a little bit more like, that requires a little bit. It's funny how they get on me about not having talent. And I'm like, this is all that you guys do. I have not seen nothing from you guys. Regardless of whether you treat YouTube as a hobby, I'm not, like, that's where I'm like, what does that mean when you're all like, you treat YouTube as a hobby? You can't, like, upload things onto YouTube? Like, whatever else you got going on in life, you can't put that onto YouTube to show what talent that you have? Like, what talent do you have to where it's better than what I'm doing on YouTube? Because I'm saying, like, nobody knows who you are. 17,000 people know who I am. So I'm saying, and counting on top of that. So I'm saying, like, how are you more talented than me? Like, that's the type of stuff that I sit down and I wonder, and I'm like, you guys like always get on me about like not having no talent, even though I've like posted so much different content across YouTube, across 20 different YouTube channels. I'm saying, like, it doesn't make any sense to me, people that carry on like that. So, but yeah, it's sad. It's sad that people, it's like and my thing is like with me, I know people are not criticizing me. They're hating on me. There's a difference. I know the difference between criticism and hating. You don't see none of the guys behind Rotten Tomato stalking actors or directors or writers or producers. You know, it's their job to like criticize what they're doing. They get paid for that. People want them to do that. Nobody wants you guys to hate on TMossBoss. I'm saying, like, it ain't making you any money, it ain't getting you anywhere in life, so why continue doing it? That's why I'm like, you know, just, yeah, to add myself into the loop, you know, like, not listening to criticism, it's gotten me pretty far. It's gotten me pretty far not listening to criticism and listening to people, like, for an example, listening to my best friend. She's the like main supportive one, Priscilla from Four Souls. She is the main supportive one. It's crazy how I never really knew what support felt like until me and her became friends. Until there was like, you know, she's asking me about YouTube. We're sitting down talking. Like, to have, like, and that's the crazy thing about it. I'm like, you know, people would ask you about it and things. They'll show their support. And she was definitely like one of the, like, she was like, probably, yeah, one of the first few people to like support me. I had like other friends that supported me and stuff, but I felt like her, because like I've talked about that before, how I almost had reached a breaking point with YouTube because I was dealing with some personal issues and I had almost quit. I was coming home from work and I had almost quit YouTube, and it had nothing to do with criticism. It had nothing to do with like no hate or any of that stuff. Like, I'm gonna say this right now for all my fans that's out there listening. You guys will never ever have to worry about me quitting YouTube because of criticism or hate or a video that's being made about me and stuff. That's never gonna happen. Never. I'm highly, extremely confident about that. There is not one thing in this world that a person can say. And I've been caught up in situations. There's things I've done on YouTube, but you know what? I'm still here. I'm not bragging about it, but I'm just saying, like, there's just things out there where I'm like, you know, if it's going to make me sleep less at night, if it's something that's going to keep me up, then okay, then I need to, like, you know, get it out of my system and address it and stuff. But I'm just saying, out of all this stuff that I've been accused of on YouTube, it ain't never made me lose sleep at night because I knew I wasn't in the wrong. So that's, I'm like, and I know people, they try to like criticize me on that and things. I'm like, you guys can say whatever you want to say about anything, like any videos about me. And I'm like, to me, all those videos, what did Trump be saying? It's fake news. It's fake news. I see those videos and I'm like, bruh, it's fake. It ain't real. I'm like, you guys can figure out more and different things to talk about. If you're going to sit down and make a video about me, that's you wasting your time. I'm not losing any sleep over any videos that's being made about me. So, but yeah. Don't listen to criticism. It's not gonna get you anywhere if you listen to criticism. Criticism, I'm saying, like, cause what Logan Paul, and to use like him as like a YouTube example, Logan Paul, that dude, I mean, he was in the worst of the worst situations. I'm saying like that. I mean, that guy, he was like I'm surprised because I would have to say what he did would have had to been one of the worst things that a YouTuber could have done. That forest video that he did, that suicide forest video that he did, that had to have been the worst video that he could have done. But you know what? He apologized. It's in his past now. He did everything he could to earn the respect. And there's people out there that still don't respect him. There's people out there that are still going to quote unquote criticize him and stuff. But he's still going on. And I can say that I've been a fan of Logan Paul since the Vine days. So to see him go through that situation that he was in with the forest video and stuff, like, I felt for the kid. I did, because I was like, dang, that's messed up. You know, like, that's one of those things where it's like somebody should have, like, you know, not to like blame his circle, not to blame anybody around him, but and him too. But everybody that was there, they should have came to the agreement that we should not post this video. If I was his friend, I'm like, bro, I don't think that's going to slide on YouTube. Like, you cannot post a dead person on YouTube. You cannot do that. And then me personally, if I were to see that, I would delete the footage. I definitely would have told people, like, Oh yeah, there's I was recording the video out because I think that forest is out in Japan, and I would have said like yeah I was recording the video out in Japan, but I took the whole video down because then and you know people the thing is like if people would have believed me or not that's their choice, but I'm just me personally I'm like nah I wouldn't have posted that video I deleted all that footage right then and there as soon it's or maybe if anything I probably would have kept the footage but it would have been like a suicide prevention like video because y'all know me I don't joke around when it comes to like that suicide stuff like I had suicide I've never had like nobody like in my family commit suicide or in my friend group commit suicide but just to like to think I guess like I wouldn't say that I've had suicidal thoughts but I've sat down and just kind of like tried to like think like somebody that would and it's tough like it is seriously, it is a tough feeling to like have that in your head. So for you to like go through, that's why I'm like, I tell people like, please don't do that. Don't end your life over whatever you got going on in life. Like whatever you got going on in life, it ain't the worst thing. It is not the worst thing, and that's the thing. It's like I feel like that you going through the worst of the worst should be motivation to other people, you know, other people that's watching your moves and stuff. Like I'm like the thing is it's like I feel like that right now currently I wouldn't necessarily say I'm in the worst of the worst situation but I'm in like in tough situations at time, but I want people to like look at me as motivation to be like he didn't give up, he still kept going, he didn't end his life. Because I don't know, me personally, I know there's probably been people that have been in my situation and they didn't think that they can handle it. But I'm like, no, any situation that you are in, you can handle it. Don't think for a second that it's easier to end your life. No, it's easier to get through whatever problems you're getting through than ending your life. You should never ever end your life, self-harm yourself, any of that stuff. You should always continue on with life regardless of whatever is going on in your life. So that's I'm like, dude, like just don't do it. You know, talk to people, talk to me, talk to whoever you need to talk to. Write down like your go buy a diary, write down your diary. But just like my thing is that always have like a friend that you can count on. Always have somebody that you can like. Cause let me just like to talk more on my my best friend Priscilla, cause I remember so how we became friends years ago. She was dealing with some things in her life, and I reached out to her. I didn't even know who she like was, but we were like I guess like we were like social media friends. You know, we'll just go back and forth like each other's posts. But we didn't like talk with each other when we were at school, or we didn't like for the most part like if we would have known that we was going to be like good friends like now, like if we would have known that back then, yeah, we would have been friends for like way longer than like 3 years or something. But anyways, so I remember she was dealing with some things in life, and I reached out to her and I let her know like hey, I see that you're dealing with some stuff, because I think she did post about it or something. I think that's what it was, that like, because I always do that. I always message people and like let them know if they're dealing with some things, like hey, you're not alone, but if you do need somebody to talk to, I'm here for you. So I remember it was crazy because I remember I read that conversation that we had a while ago, where I was like letting her know that I was there for her and stuff. But this was like years ago. I think it was like right after I had graduated from high school and stuff. So I messaged her. I let her know. I was like, hey, I'm sorry that you're like dealing with the problems that you're dealing with, but hey, like I don't know you, you don't know me, but if you need to like treat me like that best friend that you need to just sit down and talk to for hours and hours and hours, I'm here for you. My thing is like I would say I'm a great listener. I always try to like listen to people's problems and hear what they're going through and stuff. I always try to do that. I try to like decode a person and stuff. So I wouldn't necessarily say I was doing that with her, but I was like, if you just need somebody to talk to and there's like nobody that wants to like hear your problems, like I'll be up like 3 a.m. I ain't got nothing to be doing and stuff. I'll be up the whole night listening to a person's problems. And so she remembered that. And years later, I think I was like, and then this was like the first year I was like dealing with all my crap and drama on YouTube, where like people are hating on me left and right. And I was struggling. I'll admit, I was struggling at that point in time. And she messaged me, and from there it really took my mind off of all of that. It really took my mind off all of that, because I had to say, if it wasn't for her, I probably most likely would have quit YouTube. I would have quit. And if, yeah, because it was that whole personal situation I was dealing with. It was her, like, that, brought me back to reality, saying, like, still continue on doing what you're doing on YouTube. So if it wasn't for her, I would have been gone. I would have never done a podcast. I would have never done any more videos. I would have never had 20 YouTube channels. So it was when I remember, I don't even think I was like posting about like my problems or any of that stuff on Facebook. I just like share memes and crap. But I remember she just hit me up out of the blue one day and was just all like just, I thought her account had got hacked. I was for certain that her account got hacked, because I was like, nah, it was at that. I think it was at that time, or it was like prior before. I remember friends was like hitting me up saying like, oh, you got $10,000 in the mail, or oh, click on this link and then you'll get 10,000. I'm like, bruh, I was waiting for it too. And that's the crazy part about it. I was so close from not responding to her. I was just getting ready to just be like, nah, this is like a fake account or something. I'm like, I don't talk to this girl. Like, I don't even know who she is and stuff. I'm like, nah, this is fake. This ain't real. And so I almost just left her on red. But I responded. And then that's when I knew the conversation was real, was when she had brought that up, how I was there for her like all that time ago. And I'm all like, dang, this is real. This is a real thing. I'm like, cool, dope. I'm like, this ain't no fake account and things. I'm like, cool, I'm talking to a real person and stuff. But anyways, and yeah, from there, like, we just really like hit it off, being good friends. That's definitely, because I have to say, that's like the main reason why I'm still carrying on with YouTube and just never gave up, because I'm like, there's like, have something there that's going to motivate you to keep you going and stuff, because I have to say, it's like, definitely I'm going to help out my family and all that, make sure they're all like good and Gucci and all that. But definitely at some point in time, I don't know when, but I hope it is soon, I am making sure her and her family are set. I'm making sure of it. Like, if I were to, like, if something were to happen to me before it can even happen, I would make sure that whatever I've earned from YouTube, like, a portion of it goes to her too. It has to. I'm like, I'm like, that's somewhere I'm like, nah, I just can't, like, it's like a friend's, like, been there for you that much, like, you gotta, like, give back, like, before or after death. So, yeah. That's just gonna be one of those like lifelong friends. I'm like, that's somebody I'm gonna talk about in interviews. I'm still gonna tell this same story, like when I'm like in interviews and all that. Like, my main motivation with YouTube, she's my main motivation with YouTube. So anyways, yeah, always have something to motivate you, and don't listen to the criticism. So anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, like, subscribe. If you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. And if you are purchasing tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. And that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.